Hey everybody, it's May, and today I need to do the first 2 weeks in the Advent 2023 Faith Kit Journal, a flip. So if that seems interesting, just stay tuned. Okay, you guys, I know I said I was going to put out the video on the 13th, but the truth is I really like putting these videos out on Sundays. And I had gotten myself off schedule. So what I'm going to do is, even though today is the 15th, it's Friday, I'm going to show you the first 2 weeks in the kit that I've done. We're going to do day 15 on camera together. And then I'm going to come back on New Year's Eve and post a video of week 3. As a flip, and then I'm going to come back on the 30th of December and show you the last week of the kit, and then we're going to take a look at all the prayers on that day, because I can't put them into the pocket just yet, because if I do, it's going to bulk up to where I can't write in my book. And then on the 31st, New Year's Eve, we'll go ahead and look at the kit that I'll be doing for the month of January, and I'll be setting that one up. That one will not actually be in journal form. I have had a lot of requests for people to, I'm sorry. I had a phone call and it cut me out. I'm not going to be doing the January kit, in journal form. I've had a lot of people contact me and ask me if there was a way that I could do the journaling, the faith kits in other forms other than just journaling in a notebook. Some people feel very intimidated, like they have to fill up a notebook for the entire kit. I do feel that way myself. That's why I chose one that only had 48 pages. By the time I glued it and things like that, I'm sorry, that was tater tot. By the time I glued it in, I had 46 pages, and I was like, that's doable for a 30-day kit. However, I'm going to take it as a challenge to come up with 12 new ways to do the faith kit in the year 2024. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I don't know what Tater Tot was doing over there. Oh, he was messing with my purse, y'all. He is so nosy. Oh, he's been hanging around Dixie too long. Okay, so here is day 1. I used a sticker from the 12x12 collection, a stamp book collection, scrapbook paper collection, I'm sorry, that I showed from, I believe it was Echo Park, Wise Men Still Seek Him. So I used the sticker here, and it says, Joy to the world, the Lord has come. It's on Matthew 2, 1 through 2. There's going to be 2 words in the word study for this day. And instead of putting importance, I didn't want to do super heavy notes like I did with the gratitude kit. So I just have notes instead of importance in this journal for the Advent 2023. When you're reading in Matthew chapter 2, the heading says Wise Men from the East. So that's why I put it in tile alphas right here. I put in my notes. This sticker is from Hobby Lobby. This is from a stamp set. Let me show it to you. Let me move this for a second. This stamp set, I'll link it down below. I don't believe I showed it in my haul video of things I'll be using in the Advent kit. But I got this on Amazon, and it was not name brand. It was just a stamp set, just by an Amazon seller. The stamps work great. So just in case you want to know, do they stamp like, you know, other stamps that you're used to from name brand companies? Yes, they do. They stamp very nicely. Even the first go out. Sometimes a well-known brand of stamps, you'll have to excuse me, have to ink them many times and stamp off to get it to like start to work the right way. This one went right out the package straight. So you got Bethlehem, the star with the sprays, the Bethlehem star, another little star, the 3 wise men. It says, Oh Holy Night. It's got Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus. It's got the shepherd with the sheep, and then it's got the wise men down here. And I just think it's such a pretty stamp set. So, like I said, I'll have this link down below. I think it was like $6 or $7. And to be able to use it every Christmas in Christmas crafts, yeah, it was worth it. It's an investment, I feel. Okay, so, again, what I did was I stamped with my scrapbook.com embossing ink. It stamps clear. So then you pour on your embossing powder and you heat it up with a heat gun. That's what I did here in gold embossing powder. I stamped out the wise men and then I colored them in. So the word study again was on wise men and star. So I divided the page down with some Christmas washi I had. These stickers right here are from Hobby Lobby. I did my word study on star and then on wise men. I took a sticker from the kit that is actually for day 1's verse address and put it here because on day 2 it continues to verse 3 and 4, whereas on day 1 it was 1 and 2. I wrote out my verse. I put in my my notes is where I started. The word study today will be the word scribes. So I finished my notes, and this is actually the verse for the verse address that we're doing on day 2. Well, I did on day 2. And then here's where I did my word study, and all of these are from my kit and my add-ons. And I did stamp that stamp again, just in black, and colored it in brush pens, I think is what I used. Okay, so this is day 3, and it's still continuing on in Matthew. Today's verse, chapter 2, verse 5 through 6, and the word studies in my word study Bible says that prophet and shepherd. I had distress inked in brick red, and then realized once I did it that I'm not going to be able to color these images unless I use some mediums that I didn't really want to bust out. They're a little time consuming and they take forever to dry. So what I do is I stamp the image onto some just copy paper, plain copy paper, colored it in, and then I just fussy cut it out and glued it in on top of the alcohol distress ink, good lord. I glued in some moonbeam gold sequins and another larger sequin. Here is where my notes are. I used a deco single from the shop and I put in some Christmas sequins. I used a sticker that said believe, and here is my word study on shepherd, and I even took the little deco sticker, I believe it was from sheet C, of the shepherd with the sheep. And that was my word study for shepherd. Now, even though I said prophet was a word from the word study, as you can see, it is not on the Advent 2023 sheet, okay? There are so many words in my word study Bible that they will not fit on this 4x6 sheet. I put as many on here as I can. So a lot of times in my own journals, I will do the extra words as a word study that may not be on the 4x6 sheets for the kit. Okay, so that was the end of day 3. Here is day 4. I took some stamps from Stampin' Up! And I layered some pine cones and some branches, and then I used stickles in hunter green and clear to give these some definition. I used puffy paint, pearlescent puffy paint, and I didn't like the way the color dried. It dried pink, even though it was a red. So I went over top of the berries, and I like that the berries are not uniform. They're just kind of like all over the place, like they are on an actual branch. And I painted them with acrylic red paint. So this is about Christ born of Mary. This is from Matthew 1:18. This is on sheet E of the kit. It says a child is born. These are from Michael's. The word study would be on the word holy. Here are my notes. Jesus the Messiah. And then these are right here are from the kit as well. And the reason this has an X and says blue poinsettia is because I had used my die cuts and created a poinsettia that was blue, and I put some gold seed beads in the middle of it. Now, it's pretty dimensional. It doesn't look like it's very thick, but by the time I would stick this in, and since these are seed beads, you know, they're hard, if I go to write on any of these pages behind here, it's going to be a pain in the butt. So at the very end, I guess when I do the flip on December 30th, I will go ahead and glue my poinsettia in here because that's the day I intend to show the prayers, put them in the pocket because they're going to be a little bulky, and to also put the dimensional elements on the front cover. So in the meantime, that's the way I have it marked. Okay, so this was day 4, my notes, the verse, and then I took a brush sticker and just my Dana Wakley white acrylic paint and a very fine paintbrush and painted the word holy. These stickers with the glitter type look are from Hobby Lobby. These are from my kit and the add-ons. And this starts day 5 over here, which is Matthew 1:19. There'll be a word study on the word just. These are from the add-ons, again from Hobby Lobby. Here are my notes. And then I decided to use, I believe it's the first add-on in the Advent kit. I liked all the blue and the gold, so I finished up my notes, and here is my word study. Again, this word was not on the sheet, so I just wrote it in with a brush marker and went ahead and did the word study. Okay, so here is day 6. It was on Matthew 1:20. Word study will be on the word Lord. I thought there was another word for this day. Let me check real quick. Let me check. Nope, just the one. Okay. So I did dig deeper on this day. And the reason I dug deeper was in my study Bible, not my word study Bible, but my actual study Bible, my illustrated study Bible. Down here is where you get the additional notes, but sometimes there are these headings right here that give you even more in-depth detail than just down here in the study. And this is where I usually bring my notes in, and then I go to Blue Letter Bible, and I might fill it in a little bit more. But generally, I am literally plagiarizing. I am literally copying these notes out of my study Bible. So it had a section for today's verse, Matthew 1:20, about the genealogy of Jesus, and that Matthew only traces Jesus's genealogy back to Abraham, who's, you know, the father of the Jewish nation, and it's just showing that Jesus is Jewish and he is from the line of Abraham. Whereas Luke goes all the way back to Adam, because he's not just trying to say that the Messiah is for the Jewish people, he is here for everyone, which I thought was super interesting. I had never thought about it like that. I've read the story in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and just had never really noticed that the two genealogies were a little different. So I wrote in all the information in the section Dig Deeper here, and it did continue on. And then I took the washi with the angels and the baby Jesus to signify that these were my notes about that. And since the verse in 1:20 was talking about the dream that Joseph had, where the angel is talking to him, letting him know, look, you don't need to worry about Mary. She did not commit adultery. She was not unfaithful. She is immaculately conceived. This child is going to be the savior of the world, you know, and it was angels. So I decided to put the angels that I had from Hobby Lobby on a sheet here. I put my word study in, and since I had did blue back here, I figured I would just use up a little bit more blue. I wrote in the word Lord and did my word study. So that was the end of that day. Oh, I'm sorry. And then I just decided to literally verbatim copy this timeline, you know, the genealogy of Christ, into my my study journal, because I just thought it was super interesting. See, red is the genealogy of Matthew only, blue is for Luke only, orange is where they line up perfectly, and the purple was for the wives and mothers. So as you can see, Matthew only goes back to Abraham, whereas Luke goes all the way back to Adam. And then right here is where they line up perfectly. So I just thought it was super interesting. I really, really liked it. And so I put it into my study Bible. My study journal. So here is day 7. This would finish up week 1. I did on Matthew 1:21. There was no word study here. I used stickers from By the Well for God for the kit, His Name Will Be, for the many names of Jesus. I put in my notes, and then I went ahead and used the stickers that were calling out the different names of Jesus, which were, it says His Name Will Be Called, Arm of the Lord, Carpenter, Lamb of God, Advocate, Son of Righteousness, and the Overseer. And then I did my word study. You know what, guys? I didn't underline. That's what it was. So let's go ahead and fix that while I've got this open. Let's underline call. And I believe it's Jesus. Yes, it's Jesus. Okay, so those are the 2 word studies for today. Okay, so here's where I did my my word study on the word Jesus, or the name Jesus. And here's where I did my word study on the word call. And again, it's the same stickers from that kit, from By the Well for God. And then I just added a little bit of washi with my script stickers. So I just thought it was really cool. Okay, so here begins week 2. This is day 8. I used some of the washi that I had showed in the Amazon haul. I wrote out my verse, and these 2 words, behold and virgin, will be for the word study. These are from the add-on, and this is from the actual kit. And here is where I did the word study on behold, and where I did the word study on the word virgin. Now, this has a red star because I am not sure which one of these I will be putting in, but I did make some more poinsettias. So I can either use the ones with the yellow seed beads. I have a couple of those. And then I have a red one where I just put 3, you know, little clear sequins in there. And then I also did this one, which I think is super, super pretty. It's it was supposed to come out like silver, but it came out more like a metallic pink, and it's super pretty. And I put silver seed beads. So one of these is probably going to go in here. I'm thinking it's most likely going to be this red one with the clear seed beads. I mean, rhinestones. So that is for day 8. And again, like I said, there was the word study on the word virgin. Now, virgin will be repeated as a word study in several of the scriptures, but I am only writing it out here once. And I believe shepherd repeats as well, and I only did the word study once. So here is day 9. These are the only 2 stickers from my kit other than the script. I used these from another Advent kit from By the Well for God. I wrote out my verse. The word study is on the word no. Here are my notes. And then I didn't have a whole lot of notes, but I had some really large stickers from this kit, and I was like, I don't know where else I'm going to use these stickers, so I just wanted to put them all on the page, and I wrote my word study for the word no out around all the stickers. So I thought it was pretty cool. Okay, so then here is day 10, and yeah, another Advent kit from By the Will for God that I didn't use the stickers for. I'm not even sure if I did the devotional, but I used the stickers here in my study journal. It's on Genesis 3:15, and even though it's going all the way back to Genesis, it's showing the importance of Jesus's reign and how he will save those that are in sin. So I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. And I was like, how is this tying all in? So here is my notes, and it was on the fall. The fall where sin comes in. It becomes part of, you know, humanity. And over here is, where is it? The first man, Adam, introduced sin, but the second Adam, Jesus Christ, is sin's antidote. When Christ died as the Redeemer, he made God's salvation available to all. So that's how it's going to tie into the verse here in Genesis. So again, here's the continuation of my notes. And this word enmity, I cannot say it. It basically means hatred, viciousness, anger, mean. So I did my word study on that, and here's my definition where I used lots more stickers. And the reason I had so many stickers for By the Well for God with this is I actually ordered this devotional twice, my peoples, twice. Okay, so day 11, I had a lot of fun. I decided I wanted to use some die cuts from a add-on package that was by Simple Stories, basically for a December daily. So I did the verse Isaiah 7:14. The word study would be on sign. And again, here's where virgin repeats. But again, I only did it on sign. When you're reading in Isaiah, the title of the chapter is the Emmanuel prophecy and why it is important. And so I went ahead and did this page the same way with the distress ink and spruce pine and brick red. Used some more elements from Simple Stories. I put and shall call his name Emmanuel with a sticker from my kit. Finished up my notes. I liked the gold trim, and I wanted to tie it into the first day. So that's why I glued it on this page. And I did my word study on the word sign. So this day, day 12, you can tell I had a lot of fun. Now that it's done, I was super nervous when I did this whole setup. I took Sahara sand and I distress inked the page. I wanted it darker around the edges, lighter in the middle. I did it on Isaiah 9:6. This is an actual typo. The word study for Isaiah 9:6 is government. I got the word study right, but when I typed it into the label, my friends, I am so sorry. That was a typo. So I just took my pen and turned the 5 into a 6. I used a stamp set from Mae. Mae.com. If you do not follow Mae on YouTube, you guys really should. Not only does she do crafts for everything you can think of, she's a Cricut wizard. She's awesome, user-friendly. Like, if you don't know anything about stamping or Cricut, any kind of scrapbooking supplies, Mae is your girl, and she's hysterical, y'all. She is. And on top of that, Mae is a woman of faith. She has a stamp club for faith stamps once a month. And not only will she show it to you, she will show you many projects that you can do with that one stamp set, many times without any additional supplies, except for, you know, some basic papers and some ink. And it's really awesome. I like her because I'm not big into stamping. And when I need to know how to stamp something properly, Mae's my girl. So I used her kit, stamped out the silhouette of the Sam, and this kit is supposed to be just silhouettes. I stamped in the wise men. This right here says no room for them in the end, no crown to adore him. The cross before him, still he came. And then here's Bethlehem, a little palm tree, the manger, Joseph, baby Jesus, and Mary, Star Bethlehem. And then I went ahead and included in some silver stars and some sequins that I had in my stash. And honestly, guys, I used this right here, the Christmas Jubilee from Kate's Scrappiness. And I literally just picked out the pieces and the sequins that I wanted and glued them in one by one. Excuse me. So for day 12, the word study again is on government. I used some black washi with Christmas trees from my stash to make it tie into the silhouette. Here are my notes. The chapter 9 is talking about the hope in the Messiah. And here are the 4 names that people commonly refer to Jesus as is the Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and Prince of Peace. I really liked the way this day turned out. I wish all my pages looked this good, but, you know, it doesn't happen that way. So here is where I used some add-on stickers from my add-ons kit, some more of that washi with the Christmas tree, and I did my study on the word government. So day 13, the word study will be on branch. The verse will be Isaiah 11:1. I got out of order, and I'll show you what I mean in just a second. But the notes are about the reign of Jesse's offspring. And Jesse was the father of David. And it is important because it shows that Jesus is in the royal line by being an offspring of Jesse, who is the father of King David. So my notes finished here, and then I just did my word study right here. It was just literally front and back this day, and I did my word study on branch. Then right here, Isaiah 9:7. I probably should have put it right after, you know, Isaiah 9:6, but I didn't. I got a little out of order. It's all good. Word study again would be on government. I've already done it. So here is my verse. Here are my notes. These are from my add-ons. And then here is where I finished up my notes. And I decided to use some of the bits and pieces from the Bella Boulevard thing that I showed where I'm going to be making a Nativity mini album. I went ahead and decided to pull out a couple bits and pieces. It says, a king is born with the cute little baby Jesus, Prince of Peace, King of Kings. And I thought it was really awesome because we've been talking about, you know, the names of Jesus. So I wanted to put these here, and this is also from my kit. So that's a look at the first 2 weeks, you guys. Like I said, I'm not going to show the prayers yet because I'm going to show them to you as I basically just, you know, line them up and put them into the pocket. And the reason is it's going to bulk it up. And personally, I don't want to, like, you know, hover over every single prayer because they're kind of personal, you know. So basically what I'm going to do is on the 30th, I'm just going to show you what they look like, you know, with like some little trims and ribbons on the tops of the little tags as I put them in here. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Me and Daddy are still sick. We just cannot beat this. Okay, so let's go ahead and do day 15 on camera. Give me just a second, and I will get everything set up. Okay, guys. So I had to go through the verses and see which one I wanted to do because when we get into these right here with Luke, it's going to start at 1:26 through 27 and go all the way down to Luke 1:38. And I don't want to start like a collection of days and verses. And then likewise over here, it'll be Luke 2:7 all the way through Luke 2:20. So that's a collection of verses. So, and it looks like Luke 2:12 through 14 on the sheet is a little out of order. So, just be careful when you guys go to do that if you're wanting to go in order like I do, or I like to. Psalms 106:1 is actually, it's very much a verse that we did in the gratitude kit. And yes, it ties into Advent 2023, but I don't want to do that today on camera. It seems like I would almost be repeating kind of like the day I did in the gratitude. So I settled on the last one here, which is Galatians 4:4 through 5. And it says, I'm going to go ahead and read it, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Let me get it up here now. Where is, okay. My goodness. Okay. But when the fullness of time had come, God sent forth his Son, born of a woman, born under the law, to redeem those who were under the law, that we might receive the adoption as sons. So that is the verse that I'm going to do today. It actually has 3 word studies according to my word study Bible, which will be fullness, time, and redeem. And they are here on the sheet. So there'll be 3 word studies that I'm going to actually do today. So that's a lot to be doing on camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the elements that I want to use. And I'm going to fast forward me going through and doing it just like I normally do. And then I'll come back at the end and I guess explain what I wrote down. Or just, you know, show you in a little bit more detail. But I have this hymnal that I found at Goodwill. And it was already missing pages. So I was like, you know what? That's pretty cool. And I purchased it so I could do like Christian crafts with it. And when you flip open here to this section, it starts, you know, Christmas songs. It looks like on page 80, it starts with Away in a Manger, O Come All You Faithful. Not really sure, Go Tell It on the Mountains one, but Hark the Herald Angels Sing, Child in the Manger, Joy to the World, Angels, The Realms of Glory, O Little Town Bethlehem, and It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. So, do not cringe. Like I said, there's pages missing from this already. What I'm wanting to do is, I think I'm going to take Go Tell It on the Mountain. I'm going to pull this out, and O Come All Ye Faithful. I like that idea. Ooh. Well, actually, what's on the front of Go Tell It on the Mountain? Hark the Herald Angels Sing. It'll either be Away in the Manger or O Come All You Faithful for that one. And it'll be Hark the Herald Angels Sing on this one because I do not want Go Tell It on the Mountain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Distress Ink by Tim Holtz in Vintage Photo. I'm going to be ripping this up and gluing them down. And this is going to be basically like my big element for the day, for day number 15. And then I'm just going to be taking, I think I might be using, since these are song related, Oh, Come All You Faithful, Joyful and Triumphant. So yeah, I guess that will be, yeah, I'll use that for that day. And then Angels We Have Heard on High is another little bit and piece from the Bella Boulevard Let Us Adore Him collection. And I'll probably distress them in this. And then a couple of little elements from my my kit. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to fast forward you. So I'll see you in a few. Okay guys, so I went ahead and I finished up day 15, and I think the footage cut out in a couple places, and so for that I do apologize. But let's go ahead and get back here to where I started. So here's day 15, and it's Galatians 4:5. I distressed some of the remnants, the torn pieces left over from the hymnal sheets. I wrote in my verse, I underlined the 3 word studies. The title of the chapter was Before Christ Came. Here is my notes section. I used the angel and Marion, Joseph, and baby Jesus from my kit. I started writing in my notes. And then over here I used another deco piece from the notes. Excuse me. This is part of Hark the Herald Angels Sing. I finished up my notes right here, and then I started the word study. This right here is where I'm going to put in another one of those poinsettias. I just think it would be cute. Of course, I put this in after I distressed it on the page, did my word study on redeem, and then over here I did my word study on fullness, and the last word study for the day was on time. So this is day 15. I like that I got like 5 little pages out of it. That's pretty cool. I only have this many pages left, and that's actually a really good thing. I didn't mind that it took 5 days because I think there's only like 5 more word studies for me to do. So unless there's a lot of notes, I'm going to be stamping a lot to try to fill in my pages to make sure. But with 2 weeks to go, I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to fill everything in. I'm hoping I actually don't run out of room. So I hope you guys enjoy the process, and until I see you Christmas Eve for the week 3 flip, I hope y'all have a nice day. Alright, bye!